friends, it's Thrifty Thursday, Thrifted Treasures Day. Thrifty Thursdays is hosted by Sheree from Turquoise Dreaming, and Thrifted Treasures is hosted by Dale from Not Too Shabby Chic. This is Carol from Crinkled Path Journals, and thank you for joining me today. Whether you're returning or this is your first time here, welcome, and thanks for watching. Let's see what thrifty finds I found today. This week I have things from a thrift store, a yard sale, and a Facebook marketplace purchase. First, from the thrift store, I got one of these little golden, it's a field guide. This one is for geology, and it has a volcano on the front. And this is a 1991 revised edition of the 1972 copy. My in-laws live in Hawaii, and we have visited a few times. And one of the times when our kids were small, we actually got to walk out on the hard lava to where the volcano lava was flowing into the ocean. And we walked at night because you can see it better, because you can't get close. It's obviously too hot, and there's always the danger of where it's pouring in, breaking off, and dropping into the boiling water. And so you have to keep your distance. But it was really an amazing opportunity to hike out there. I think it was 2 miles. And our youngest daughter at the time, she was going into 2nd grade and our oldest was going into 4th. And they made the 2-mile hike just fine. But I thought this would be interesting to look through and maybe have some pictures to add to a travel journal or a nature journal. I have shown this once before. I had been searching high and low to purchase a copy because this was from a local restaurant that has since gone out of business, and it has a lot of childhood memories for me. And I found another copy, and it's new. The plastic is popped at the top, but it's still very much sealed in there. And I also got some Centennial 2021 recipe cards from our local museum. And I wanted to take one because I did a whole memory keeping journaling page on this restaurant and the shops attached to it in the airport in my 1970s journal. I wanted to include one of these in my journaling spot here. My journaling is done, but if I ever wanted to add to it, I had done my journaling on this card, a Norman Rockwell picture, because this was a famous roadside stop, and I had just put here that road trips meant stops at the nut tree. And I'm just going to tuck this little recipe card into my journal. And I can link the video to this page in the description box below if you're interested. I was really thrilled because when they sold new in the last few years, they were selling for $25. And I only paid a few dollars for it, along with about $3 for the commemorative recipe cards. Then I got these cuties. They're a little bit tattered, but they are Campbell's Soup Children. There's a Valentine one. Look how vibrant this baseball one is. You can tell this one was on the outside of the stack because it's a little more faded. And tomato is a fruit. And Campbell's engraved in the ice for this little winter scene. I love her little ringlet curls. Our friends had a little boy and a little girl who were very close in age, I think about a year apart. And she had very curly ringlet hair, and he had a mop of hair. They just reminded me so much of the Campbell Soup children. I always called them the little Campbell Soup kids. Speaking of children, here is a baby book. I believe it wasn't used. Yeah. Looks like maybe 1961. I'm totally guessing. Anyway, that looks about right for the images. Pull you up just a smidge. It's hard to believe these vintage books are still out there and were untouched. But I've already said before that my daughter's like, I don't know how moms do it, keeping up with writing in a baby book. And so she kind of asked me to update it kind of on a monthly basis. So I'm happy to help out with that. Anyway, I think this would make a very cute baby journal, and I can see how we could add some extra pages with some fun pictures and things into this. Then I got 2 Sunset magazines from the 30s. They're both March editions, one from 1934 and one from 1935. I love the covers on these. And then, of course, magazines were all about the fun advertising and images. Of course, Sunset was a travel and home and garden magazine. Recipes, table settings. Hawaii was a big destination in the 30s, I guess. Panama. That's a fun cruise, all down the west coast, from Vancouver to San Diego. Oh, the Morton Salt girl. Floor tiles. And then the 1935 March copy. These little cartoons with the recipes are so cute. They must have done that for a while. Apparently oatmeal makes everything better. Look at this little tiny beach house. Around the world in 110 days. Wow, what a cruise. Could you imagine? Oh, look at the cake. Then I got one of these Deceptively Delicious cookbooks. I've gotten some of these before, and it's one of my favorites because even though it is a 2007 is the copyright, the images in here are very retro, and they make very fun fussy cutting images and pages for junk journals that have kind of a 50s look to them, or even a 60s, because 60s did these mono blocking of color. And I love the plaid. And the basis of this cookbook is ways to hide or incorporate, so the deception begins, incorporate healthy fruits and vegetables into your children's food or your family's food. Even the food pictures are beautiful. The pages are matte. So I have cut one of these up before, and this one I think is gonna go to the sale today. If you're watching early on Thursday, I will be joining Angela the Traveling Crafter. Oh my goodness, look at the mac and cheese. At her sale today, and I will have some things for sale, including this cookbook, and I think I may actually have 2 of these that I'm going to sell. If you are in need of some 50s retro fussy cutting. And then I got this. It's a very well-loved cookbook. So if you like the grungy and the aged and the foxing, this is from 1975. Must have been the first microwaves used in everyday family kitchens. And it's a little discolored. It has that well-loved vintage look to it. This is a 5-ring binder cookbook, missing a little bit of the printing along the edge. You could very easily spruce this up with some nice facing paper. Is that it is intact. It's in good shape. There's very few pages that are folded or ripped or torn or anything. And there, look at the ice ring in the punch. It has some nice dividers, and these could be covered as well and decorated. And then you could use the pages, or you could pull them out. You could add to them. Look at the donuts. Oh, and an angel food cake. Ice cream cones. Some handwriting. There's one page that's got a little tiny tear in it. Look at those little hands. Fondue, a 70s favorite for sure. Yeah, this is in pretty used, but still very good shape for its age. Eggs, cheese, and pasta. Oh, there's one that needs some reinforcing. Preserves, pickles, and canning. I just love this coloring on the edges. You could even take these facing pages and glue them onto here if you wanted to save them. Barbecuing. Oh, there's a little tiny leaf in there. Looks like maybe tarragon. Salads. Oh, look at the pickles. Soups and sandwiches and sauces. And vegetables. That's pretty. And then the index pages. This page is a little rough, the very last one, from getting opened and closed a lot, I imagine. And then here's the back cover. And there's the Pillsbury Doughboy. Anyway, those two and a couple others will be going to the sale today. If you are so inclined to stop by, I would love to see you there, and let me know if you're looking for something particular. I might be able to help you out in a future sale. Next, I bought the entire set of these How to Do It Mechanics Illustrated Encyclopedias. There are 16 volumes, and I think these are from the 60s. Yeah, 1961. And I love the images of the people in these, although the diagrams are really fun. The colors are amazing. They very much say 60s color blocking to me. He's got the vacuum all taken apart. Look at the washing machine diagram. Oh, I love things like that. It's very visually intriguing to me. How to keep a fish tank. How to make a bow and arrow. Oh, look at these home decor pictures. How to transform an attic space. Some building diagrams. These are just loaded with fun images. And then this was the first book in the set, and this was the last book in the set. And I wanted to show you this one for the picture. There's more pictures of people in this one. She's showing you her fancy cupboard. And here's the diagram for building it. But let me show you, there were some water skiing pictures. Oh, here, wait. Look at her hanging wallpaper. And look at the big magnolia print. Okay, let's find those water skiers. Okay, this is great. So it's not just how-tos for building or design. It's how-tos of all kinds of things. And I've had a different version of this, and the one that I had before had camping pictures in it, and I used them in one of my travel journals. I looked and couldn't find any under camping this time, but there certainly is some other really fun pages in here. How to get up. How to teach people to get up on their skis. And then how to go to single skis. This summer we vacationed on a lake, and I have never been a water skier. My husband used to water ski, but we were totally amazed because, you know, wakeboarding and all these other sports have become kind of more popular, that we saw, oh, look at all the weeds. We saw lots of people on single skis and double skis on the lake. So I guess the water skiing is coming back. Oh my goodness, all the weeds. And weed abatement, I guess. Oh, that's funny. Look at the pink spray. Don't want to get lost in the weeds there. Anyway, those are really fun. And then, let me put these down. Then I found this. It's a Reader's Digest Book of the Road, and it is from 1969. And it is road maps for the British Isles. But the thing I liked about this, it has amazing maps. So let me flip to the maps real quick and show you. It has these amazing maps, like here's London, and every map page has this little flip out. So wouldn't they make fun journal pages? They already have a little tuck spot ready to go. But then this book also had driver safety instructions, and look at these 60s images. Let me hold this one up closer. The old cars. These colored maps, cars from the past pictures. Wouldn't those be fun to fussy cut? How to maintain your engine and your tires. Weather for when you're driving. These little mini maps. And then in the back, it had things that you might see along the way. So different land formations, different structures that you might see in the countryside, famous buildings, churches, bridges, monuments. And then look, it's got a wildflower chart. Every atlas should have a wildflower chart. That's just my opinion. Oh, I think they're so cute. They would make the cutest little faux stamps, wouldn't they? And then look at the trees and the mushies, as Angela would say, the mushrooms and toadstools. Wildlife. Farm animals, birds. I just think this is so fun. Look at all the seabirds and ducks. The swans. And then shells and butterflies and moths. Sea life. Pebbles on the beach you might find. Minerals and rocks and fossils. I just think it's really fun. And then there's some first aid things in the back. Road laws. And there's the back cover. Anyway, I thought that was a beautiful atlas, like more beautiful than any other atlas I've ever seen. This I got out of a recycling bin. So when given permission, I am not afraid to go there. When we had the Secret Santa swap, my Secret Santa was Creator's Call, and she sent me some of these diagrams. And I love anything with a visual interest. I don't even care that I don't really know what this is. I have to read. It's a wiring diagram. But I just find these kinds of technical drawings very interesting. And when I saw this giant book, first the cover caught my eye because it's got these diagrams on it. And I was like, I wonder if there's diagrams inside. This is from, let's see, 1968. A lot of things from the 60s, late 60s, early 70s in my haul today. And it's got some small diagrams, lots of images, and I mostly was interested in the diagrams. There's some charts. I think these things make great backgrounds in a collage. There's another one of those really detailed drawings of schematics. Another one. Look at the colored. So it doesn't matter to me that it's talking about refrigeration, and that's probably not anything I'm going to journal about. Oh, here's some tools. You can fussy cut some tools. For free. It's really fun. Then I got Melody's Handwriting Without Tears book. This is a curriculum that actually some of our special day class students use. I actually got this at the thrift store, but I liked that it has handwriting in it. I thought these would have some room for journaling, and they have some cute little images on them, and so they would be great in like a little golden book journal. I thought that was fun. Now for my Facebook Marketplace find. It's no secret that we're a little bit Disney fans here in our household, and when I saw these come up on Facebook Marketplace, I called the guy, and he wanted them gone very quick and was able to, in 5 minutes, pick these up from him on the corner as I was driving by. And I'm so excited about these because it's got some of the Disney rides. It's called the e-ticket, which, if you know about Disney, when they first started with more rides, they sold books of tickets, and the e-ticket rides, A rides were things like the merry-go-round, and e-ticket rides were things like the Matterhorn roller coaster. And so that's where they got their name from. And each magazine has a different look at something that was built in Disneyland. So this one is what was built in the first 12 months. Then some of the attractions: Tom Sawyer's Island, Rocket to the Moon, which no longer is there, the Peter Pan ride, always a favorite. We usually do this first to try and get on it before the lines get long. The Mine Train, which is no longer there. I'll have to read more. I just got these not long ago and haven't gotten much of a chance to look at them, but what I have seen is very fun. Like, look at these artist renditions of the Pirates of the Caribbean. And here's the ride and how it is laid out in the building. How they manage the storyline. There's an aerial view. Yeah, fascinating. There's, I think it was Netflix. I could be wrong. Could have been Disney Channel. It was probably Disney Channel. But they have behind the scenes about how the rides were built for the Jungle Cruise and Pirates of the Caribbean and such. And they're really fun shows for those of us who kind of want to see behind the magic. The Submarine Voyage, which is now Nemo's ride. Oh, here's the Haunted Mansion and how they do some of the scenes there. And then all about the monorail, Small World, all those little dolls that sing over and over and over. I loved it as a child. It's really fun to go back with. I can't wait till we get to go with our granddaughter because little ones really love it. Here's the Adventureland stories. And here is Jungle Cruise. I love the story about how they tagged trees they wanted to save. They were tagged red and green. Keep them, don't keep them, I guess. And the bulldozer driver, who was supposed to clear the trees, was colorblind. So he cleared all the trees. And then Walt Disney literally sent people out because Disneyland opened in 1955, I believe. In the 50s, people were really into that tiki look and tropical. And so a lot of people in Southern California were growing palm trees and very tropical plants in their front yard. And so Disney sent people out through the neighborhoods in Orange County and surrounding areas. And he bought their plants straight out of their front yards. Oh, there's 2 of those. Here's the Matterhorn. This was the first roller coaster I ever rode. And I rode it when the tracks were open. I wonder if there's a picture of that in here. Now it's all tunnels and you can't see the other cars passing you. See all this? But when I rode it the first time, probably in the mid-70s, you could see all the tracks inside. It was just the top of the mountain and the track inside. And they since have installed all those tunnels. For a Disney buff, this is pretty fun stuff to look through and learn more about his vision. I'm not sure Disney is where he expected it to be by this time. I don't know how well they have carried on his wishes, but I love the history and we enjoy going to the park. We've never had season passes since we moved away from Southern California, but we try and go about every other year with our family and find it very fun. I know not everybody's a fan, and that's fine too. All right. Thanks for coming along today. I really appreciate you. Thank you. I have some new subscribers. I really appreciate you subscribing, and I appreciate all of you who have stayed subscribed and come back and watch time and time again. I also really love your comments. So tell me what your favorite thing was today and tell me if you are going to join me at the sale later today. I'll put the starting time and you have to go to Angela's channel, Angela Sheree, the Traveling Crafter, in order to access that live. It is so much fun. Come comment that you're there when you come into the sale. Be a part of the conversations. Don't be afraid to speak up, and you don't have to purchase anything to just come and be a part of it. But if there's something you're looking for or if something catches your fancy, I hope you find something you would really like. Be a part of the conversations. It's really fun, and don't be afraid to speak up, and you don't have to purchase anything to just come and be a part of it. But if there's something you're looking for or if something catches your fancy, I hope you find something you would really like. All right, take care. I will talk to you live if you come by today. Otherwise, see you in the next video. Bye-bye.